Bing bang.
Okay, yeah.
Bing bang bong.
Okay.
All right, babies. Welcome. Blabbew episode 3, or that's dry in German. And yes, we've got a little Eddie here. We're going to be talking
I like
madness.
the top though, the appropriate meals. If you're gonna do that, you show a bicep. You don't just sit there. Let's see. Wow, look at that. That's it.
Almost cacked my pants.
That's your inheritance.
Cacking my pants.
Yeah, some parents give their kids like property and stuff like that, money. You got biceps.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, one more time.
There you go. That's it. I will show you, man.
Thank you,
Start
Papa.
crying.
Yeah, I get upset. Right, guys, thank you for all the love and support from the last episode. As you know, we've got clips. Hello. We've got clips on our TikTok. We've got longer clips on our YouTube, Instagram. Check us out. Give us a follow. And we like ratings. We like feedback. We want dishes. We want anything you want to give us. We want drawings of dad. Anything. Get us out. All right, handsome man. Isn't he just?
You're just full of, and I think you think people can't see that.
Edwin, please.
You spent all your life trying to wind me up. It's like that's what you were brought on this earth to do, to wind me up.
Quite possibly. It's actually the most fulfilling
Do you know the funniest thing I saw was that video that you did when you were asking Mum and I questions, and then
I love that video.
and then it was just, when is my next period? It's like
Yeah.
Friday the 30th of July at 3 p.m. And if for a second I thought, hang on,
Yeah.
he just
And
actually
you went-
believed it.
He went like this, Matt, and I was like, what are you
What?
trying to ask?
Because I was going to say, what, you can't ask that question, but I mean, bullshit.
What a funny video. That was very enjoyable, that. Oh, God. You did well, though. I was actually shocked, man.
What do you mean they did well? Are you my kid? What did you? If I didn't know,
True. If it was about you, I would have nailed it, even if
Yeah, I
Mum
know,
did know the
I know.
answers, I think. Cute. All right. So, what else has happened this week? Anything juicy? Yes, juicy
anything
things
juicy?
happen.
Do you know?
You tell me what's juicy.
Sorry, I have to talk about this because I mentioned this earlier on to Freddie. In the last sort of 4 or 5 days, 2 bodybuilders have died. I think one is in his 30s, one in his 40s. And every time I hear that, it makes me sad because I'm old enough to be both their parents.
True.
And bodybuilding has become so dangerous. And I think the reason why is because we took drugs. We took steroids too. Come on, we took steroids. But then, we're not taking insulin. Insulin is a very dangerous drug. You may be using it to build muscle, but hyperinsulinemia is one of the causes of many things that's wrong with that. So you think you're building muscle, but everything else is being destroyed. Your health is being destroyed. That's another one. And then because then they're all eating junk food. I mean, we used to eat single ingredient food. That's why I got into bodybuilding, because I like the discipline of eating proper food all the time. My daughter, you saw when I was competing, nothing that went past my mouth was junk food, was not processed. That was the first thing you did. And in fact, off season, I did a bit of crabber, pre-contest, nothing, even whey protein, everything was out. And then all of a sudden, this brigade of idiots came into the industry, and all these guys are listening to them. These coaches are advocating, also, okay, you can do the same thing. So they're all walking around with very weak immune systems. You can see them. You can see they're big, but look at their faces.
Yeah.
They're so unhealthy.
Because health isn't determined by your size or anything. No. It's how your body functions.
Bodybuilding these days is no different from the person who is super obese, because you're both building tissue. One is building fat and you're building muscle. You're the same. You got the same.
And if you're using the same food to do it.
Using the same food. So bodybuilders have become even more stupid. And I say that with confidence. And that's why I pulled away. They're just stupid. I look at them, I'm thinking, you look big, but you look stupid, because I can see how you feel on your face. I've been there before. We didn't do half of what they're doing. I've got a boy in here who was preparing for competition. And I mean, honestly, he's about a third my size now. But the amount of steroids he was taking was 3 times what I took when I was at the highest level.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking, why is that?
And they don't come off it.
They don't come off it. They cruise, something called microdose, and they cruise. And because I don't understand how stupid they are. But then again, I understand. I think when you start taking the drugs, they affect your ability to think. I was there. I always say, I'm surprised my wife and kids still talk to me. I was an asshole. Even my driving was different.
I could never not talk.
Yeah, but you're the youngest one. You youngest ones always tend to get, they know how to manipulate their parents.
If it's true, it's true.
They know exactly how to work their parents. Weird smile. Your dad. Sit down before you know it. Oh, it's so
what you do, this is to all the younger siblings out there, you learn from the older ones and then you don't do it. Or do it.
Yeah, no, but certain things, you're so bold. I'm like, you do crazy shit. Bold, I know.
Thank you. Cute. But yeah, bodybuilding, it is such an unsustainable sport anyway because of the mass amount of drugs you have to take and being that lean for amount of time. It's not that normal. That kind of one.
I mean, we love
dehydrated and stuff.
That's pre-contest, and to get into that contest shape, that's also temporary. But it's what is going on, especially off season now. I was taking insulin. I mean, my peripheral neuropathy was caused by taking insulin and drinking maltodextrin in my drinks. My sleep apnea was caused by that. My panic attacks was caused by that. Anxiety and all that was caused by that. As soon as I took all that out of my diet, nothing has changed in me, in what I do, apart from me changing my diet. I took all of them. I'm like, damn, this is what I learned in the early 80s. You can actually build muscle a lot quicker instead of doing all the crazy stuff.
And quality muscle.
Quality muscle. These guys, they get so bloated, it's all failed, drafted, look at their face.
And then they don't train for 2 weeks and it's gone.
And it's gone, I know. They don't train for 2 weeks, or they diet down for competition. Muscles all filled with water and crap. Before you know it, they lost all of it. Crazy. And then I think people don't realize that when you take these steroids, they affect the way you think. They affect the wiring of your brain.
Absolutely. It's just a drug anyway. Any drug affects, it's supposed to affect exactly. Will have side effects.
You don't take all these hormones. I know the way I thought was different. My driving was different. The way I looked, I was more aggressive. I'd want to fight everybody.
Yeah, and what I used to hate was, I know this was when you were obviously dieting down, but when your eyes would really concave and go dark, and this bit, that used to scare me so much. Like I used to not like look at you like that because I was a bit like, that's not Papa.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And you look like a mad person.
Yeah,
you look like a mad person.
Yeah, the eyes were bulging.
Yeah, crazy. No, but that's you learn, and then you see, bodybuilding is the only sport that you've got these stupid kids that don't listen to experience from people who've actually done crazy things.
Yeah. Every other sport has that.
Every other sport has. You look at boxing.
Yeah.
You listen to the old guy. These guys only listen to their peers. And you see, I'm thinking, you're going to pay for this. There's a boy that little guy who used to be PT, that stupid boy who used to be a PT down here, and he used to walk around like he used to look like a pit bull. And he couldn't see that his diet is causing all this mood. He looks so miserable. But people are going to him to ask him, get me ready for competition. Yeah. I mean, I would never get anybody ready for competition ever again because it's an unhealthiest thing. I did it to myself, and I know how to get people ready and how to get lean. I can't do that anymore.
Too much.
I cannot do that anymore because I got to a time in my life. I did that for years. I was getting everyone ready for competitions. I did a time in my life when I thought I can do that. Now I'm at a time where I look at it, I'm thinking, I know what you need to do to get on stage looking good. But if I do it, something happens to you, I can't live with myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
And what they want has changed.
Yes.
To be a bit more
scrawny and ill. I mean, there was a girl in here. I'm not going to mention her name. She was competing with her boyfriend. And she was dyed her face all gunny. She looked like a 70-year-old woman. And it's only 40-something. I'm thinking, what the hell? How can you stand on stage and then look at all the ass all flat, everything, and think, okay, because you can see your abs. And then because you win a trophy. And then the stupid federations place them. They give them trophies. So they think that's how you're going to be. It's become the most unhealthy and the most stupid, most brainless sport.
And I didn't know there was no prize. There's no prize except the trophy. That's mad.
It's
all that money you spend doing it, all the tanning, every meal.
Gone. You don't get anything out of it. So you can stand on whatever saying, I don't know. I am followed a lot of those bodybuilders. No, because I took a lot against bodybuilding, but because that's not the bodybuilding I got into. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was all about nutrition. It's about nutrients. Everything I learned was through bodybuilding at the beginning. How about eating all this liver, eating all this stuff I eat now, nutritious food. I learned, that's what got me involved in bodybuilding, the nutrition. I couldn't believe that I could actually train, lift weights, and then eat this kind of food, like, beef liver, steak all the time, lots of eggs, and actually build muscle. It was so quick. Now these kids have been doing all sorts of stuff, knocking back whey protein, and you say to them, whey protein is not food. Oh no, it's animal protein. It's just like saying leather is animal protein. Bullshit. Like shoe is animal protein. Let's eat shoe. Stupid.
I mean, it could happen. What's next? That's the new craze.
Yeah.
Protein
the
shoe.
new craze.
Just the kids sucking.
Yeah, but bodybuilders, we are dumb enough to believe it. That's how I ended up injecting a drug called Nubane. All of us became junkies. We were shooting it in our veins because somebody came in and just said, "Oh, that's good drug." Everybody was using it.
How did it make you feel? The Nubane, was it like?
No. Nubane. It's an opioid, synthetic opium, and the actual name is nalbuphine hydrochloride, and nalbuphine. Dentists tend to use it a lot back in the day, and basically what you do is it doesn't really do anything. Just like I suppose it's like having a puff of a spliff.
Oh right.
That's what because it's nothing. It doesn't really do anything, and then it lasts and then. Before we started it, first of all, I was training with a pro bodybuilder. I'm not going to mention any names, and he was using it, and he found I'm like, oh my god, maybe that's why he's so big, blah blah blah. So before you knew it, I bought some, and initially we were just using an insulin needle, injecting it into our tummies. Then it all changed. We started mainlining it. I got a friend who died because he mixed that up with cocaine and injected it in the vein and died. We used to do all the time. Crazy. But the bodybuilding I knew slowly got terrible, and then we got to a point where it's actually even worse because now they're eating junk food. Yeah. And I'm not kidding, right? Junk food is stupid. Insulin is stupid, and then because they're eating all that, they got weak immune systems. They're not focusing on nutrition like we did, so they have to take a lot of drugs. Anyway, enough of my rant. I don't want to go on, but I've had enough of bodybuilders. I mean, I couldn't. Now I look at them, I see them on stage, I'm like, you're stupid. You're stupid. I shouldn't say that, but unfortunately, that's what I see because it's become so dangerous. And there are certain people condoning it. I know people that I used to, be friends with. They're training these kids. They're making them eat all these drugs, eat all this junk food. I was right to eat that and take lots of insulin. No, you're asking for trouble.
It's crazy. Such a dangerous.
Just ask quickly. You said about how there's so many dangers now with bodybuilding. Would you now say it's probably one of the most dangerous sports in terms of the long-term impacts on your health and your physical and mental health?
I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that right now we're sitting with a sport that it's even more dangerous than we're talking. I mean, it's so dangerous because you talk about, let's say, Formula One. They know the dangers of it. When Ayrton Senna died, the safety measures they put in place were just phenomenal, just like literally. But bodybuilding, when somebody dies, the federation don't give a monkeys. They just move on, and it's become very common. So, it's right now. I believe bodybuilding is probably the most dangerous sport because you see, you're constantly causing yourself harm. But I'm glad this is one of the reasons why. Lots of people ask me to do stuff and I don't want to do it because it becomes about money. I know that I want to save a lot of the youngsters because I'm telling them that muscle building is not that hard. Never touch any of these ultra processed. Never touch any of these, what do you call it? Protein products. Anything that's written protein on it, leave it. Use meat, use eggs, use chicken, use whatever. That's it. Eggs. That's all you need to do. You just say everything that you eat if you're trying to build muscle. With single ingredient food. I mean, once a week, you may say, "Oh, let me just have a little bit of something bad. But there's that thing about, in moderation. So bullshit. Counting calories, so bullshit. You should be counting nutrients because you can put the calories in, but your body's not going to build the muscle if it doesn't have the right nutrients. But it's so difficult to tell these bodybuilders because collectively, bodybuilders, we are not the sharpest tools in the drawer. We're not the tools in the box, knives in the whatever. We're not smart. Let's put it that way. Collectively, we're not smart. We got one brain cell behind us in between us. So anybody can come in and come with some any old shit. And these supplement companies are making these stupid products, and kids are just eating it. And I see kids. No, we stopped selling protein powders. How difficult was that? Because I got members. You can't tell them what to. I'm not telling people what to eat, but I can't sell something that I don't believe in.
Absolutely.
So slowly I had to taper it down.
Yeah, and a lot of kids are coming up and saying, I feel better, I'm not doing this anymore.
How many? Hundreds?
Yeah, exactly.
All the time.
Hundreds.
Some of them are coming from quite far to come to the gym with their parents saying, thank you.
Yeah,
because I listened to it.
So
That's all about.
This is all preventative.
It's all preventative.
Healthy
all these
bodybuilding.
And the digestive problems, all of them is because of what you're eating.
And what is new with us? We tell you about some of the things we were doing last week, which was we had that WME party where we watched the football live. Met a lot of cool people.
Yeah, a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who did you meet that you thought, oh my God, I can't believe it?
Yeah, Akala was there.
Akala was there.
He's done a lot. Do you know his sister? I didn't know this. Is Miss Dynamite. Miss Dynamite.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. I
that.
had no idea.
Literally.
So Akala's sister is Miss Dynamite.
Yeah.
Edward and Info.
Yeah,
the
used to be the editor of Vogue.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, wow, because he's Ghanaian, isn't he? And then we met magician.
Dynamo,
yes. Yeah, I know. He met Dynamo.
Yeah, he said he was going to come round here and get a diet
at some point,
and stuff, do some cooking.
I messaged him already. I got his number.
Oh, sick.
Because I like him. I want to make him better because I know that.
Yeah.
I know he's got digestive problems and everything. And I want to help him because I know. I mean, you have digestive problems. And how many people have we helped out who've had digestive problems? So yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
Yeah, and a big thing of people with digestive problems, they've really sunken in eyes, but like the
gut
high
health,
kind
gut health, Selina, gut health. It's all to do with what you put in there.
Gut health.
Yeah. This guy's in charge.
This guy, I was just gonna say, this guy's in charge.
Let's get together. This
guy's in charge. The gut-brain axis.
Gut-brain axis. That's it.
You guys were talking about the former editor of Vogue, and you put on your story or your Instagram that you said he lost 20 kilograms.
Yes.
Copying your way of life.
I didn't even know he followed me. He just literally came to the WME party, and his sister came to me and says, "Oh, my brother's been following you." And I looked and think, "Damn, that's Edward and Info." Because I remember there's a time when it's all about him. I mean, saw him in the front of Vogue, a few magazines, and that made me happy. You see,
that's a big one.
The reason why these things make me happy is this. You see, a lot of people look at. Before I forget, every so often I see a comment. There's a person who keeps commenting on my videos, and he makes me laugh. I took a screenshot. So we get I post 10, sometimes 12 videos a day.
An hour.
No, but we are. And I think a lot of people don't realize that I'm not doing this for the following. No. I don't care. When somebody makes a comment, I just go. I'm not asking you. The people who are smart enough to listen to me, because I believe in what I'm saying. I've been practicing this for years. You've seen people coming in, healing themselves and feeling better. So I'm not. But there's somebody, a guy called Dean 1996. It's some fucking idiot who comments all the time. But he says, once I've seen the comment, every so often I'll see it, it makes me laugh because sometimes you go through it. When I see him thinking, once again, you claiming to be a nurse, you Walter Mitty.
The dreamer guy. Is that
he says, I'm a dreamer. Listen here, Dean 1996. If you think I didn't train as a nurse, you're a fucking idiot. I've got my nursing qualification back home. It took me 3.5 years to train to become a nurse. I trained at Edgeworth General, Barnet General, and Nasby Hospital. It's called Barnet Health Authority. That's how I met my wife. and I know, I was a trainer as a nurse. What is it because you've done nothing with your life? You don't believe that other people have done other things? Listen, please don't be a dick. I normally don't comment, but I just looked at it and thought, what a pity. No, I am a qualified nurse. I qualified as a nurse. I worked hard for it. That's what I was doing when I was in my 20s. So shut up. I got off my chest.
Was it Dean?
Dean 1996.
That would be a really good clip there.
Yeah.
Was it?
Title something like Eddie Abbew goes after fan. Or
Yeah.
something.
Dean, that's coming for you.
Yeah, I don't know. But when you do that,
Can you just point down the camera and say, I'm coming for you?
I'm coming for you, Dean. You guys are enablers.
Yeah. Well, she's house getting eggs tomorrow by me. Lol. All right. Who did you prefer out of all the 3 people we met at WME? Who were you like, oh, bad boy? Most excited to meet?
Dynamo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I like his magic.
That was fun.
I like his magic.
I'm a sucker for close up.
I mean, I was
Magic.
more Edward and info because to me
Yeah.
it was just awesome to see him because
And
he
he's really
broke
benefited.
barriers. He
Yeah.
broke barriers. But yeah, he broke barriers. Listen, I know a lot of people think that, oh no, it's a race thing. But you see, I came to this country when it was very difficult for us black youth. It really was very difficult. You're constantly being judged, you're being called stupid and called all sorts of stuff. The TV here was like, and but every name it was constant.
And that's just my YouTube channel.
but that was very common. There's a lot of that. And then that's when I see when all these young black boys, they're enterprising, they're looking after themselves, they're eating properly, they're doing all of that. That makes me so happy. So someone like Edward Eninfo, he came at a time when it wasn't the norm to have black people excelling and whatever. It's only a sport or entertainment. I've had a lot of Ghanaians say to me, "You've got no idea what you're doing for us because you're a role model." I don't say that to be no role model. As a bodybuilder, I've done every shit. I've done whatever. I'm not the role model type. I'm not trying to be a role model. Not at all. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a bad boy. I've enjoyed my life. I've done lots of in my life, but now I'm talking about food.
Yeah.
I'm talking about food and it's helping a lot of people. Yeah, that is
Absolutely.
something because
I'd say at that Ghana Festival, we went to Ghana Festival on Saturday,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there I feel like so many people were seeing you as a role model.
they were coming. They were saying that they're like
Uncle Eddie, yeah.
uncle,
Uncle.
and it's really nice and uncle because I'm proud of my heritage, 100%. I'm proud. I mean, I've not been to Ghana since 1999, and I think it's difficult for a lot of people to understand that why I haven't been. In the matriarchal society, which is Ghana, is when the matriarch dies, the family falls apart. When my mom died, my family started fighting each other and everything. And my mom said to me before she died, she made me promise. She said, "I don't want you to ever come here again." And it just scared. It doesn't mean anything, but every time I think about it, she said, "Please don't come here again. I'm begging you."
Yeah. She
And when
said
your
it.
mother says that to you before she dies, you think, and everything that they've done in Ghana, it just made me realize that Mom was right. She said, "Stay away from them." They live. My brother and my sister, they lived that whatever about half an hour drive. They've not seen each other for 16 years, and I just I don't want to be part of it. I left when I was a child, and I've lived away. And it makes me sad. It really makes me sad. But what can you do? I've had to sort of just create my own family. And I left when I was 15, and I think I can't talk about that without getting emotional because that's why I got married young. I had children young. When I came over here, I wanted to move to the States, but then I came here and I thought, good, just being on your own from that age. And I was in a boarding school for 6 years. I never went home. I went home once. That was it. When I finished, I went back. I stayed there for a few months. So I left Ghana and by 15. I've been myself since. And in a way, I wanted to start my own family, because you really don't have one. You're like a nomad walking through. And I don't trust people. I don't have many friends because I don't trust
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
But rightfully so. A lot of people have screwed you over.
My friend Ben, Ben El Hamri. This is, I trust him. I can, but not many. Everybody wants me to bend over and stick something up my backside, and I've had enough.
And Ben, but it's different situation.
No, Ben's a different person. I'm sore now. I'm not taking it. And especially bodybuilding, because you're just use it. But there now I've got people that I haven't spoken to for like 20 years, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I've said, no,
can you give me a shout out?
Can you do this for me? I'm like, dude, I've you know exactly where I've been. I've not gone anywhere. All of a sudden, we become BFFs, even though you think I'm a dick. They think I'm a dick. And I wanted to say it that way. I want to remain a dick. Just leave me alone.
I've never heard you say BFFs.
Yeah, BFFs. Yeah, no.
I was going to say, actually, at Ghana, at the party in the park, you were getting mobbed. Absolutely mobbed. Like, I thought they wanted a bit of you. A little bite of that.
No, I think Ghanaians respond to Ghanaians, because of the fact that,
and you're like everyone. It's a bit of a typical uncle thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Loud and funny and whatever.
Sweary,
beard, sweary, eats eggs. So many typical.
Yeah,
but I think when you're known as someone's uncle, you're known as like a cool person as well. Not as like, oh, it's like a granddad or something. Like that. It's a cool uncle. That's
absolutely.
But because I think the best thing is when there are a lot of Asians who call me uncle. There are a lot of white people who call me uncle.
Man, yeah.
And so it's not just reserved to just other black people or Ghanaians. So everybody calls me uncle, which is nice in a way, because because the information that I'm trying to share, I truly believe that it will help a lot of the youngsters, because we didn't eat that kind of food. And at that time, when I was in my 20s, when I was your age, we were told 1 in 6 of us would get cancer. That's 1 in 2. And if somebody's saying it's actually 3 and 5, why? Because of what we're eating, and nobody's addressing it. And it really breaks my heart that a lot of these politicians are not making it at the top of the agenda. Just keep,
because that would ease so many things. The NHS,
absolutely,
it would help education in schools. Yeah, there's so much to it. So many advantages.
How many people come up to you and say, "Ed, I can think better."
Yeah, better their job.
Supplement companies are so guilty.
Yeah, and now 16-year-olds have joint problems.
16-year-olds, it's a 16-year-old sitting there with their knee wraps. I said, "Why you got bad news?" Yeah, I've always had them. I said, "How long?" For about a year. What do you eat? And he tells his diet, and you want to just smash his, just wake him up, but you can't, because there's laws against that. But anyway, jokes aside, he says, it's your diet. Oh, no, my dad's got bad knees too.
Yeah.
Because you're both eating the same crap. But unfortunately,
your dad isn't 16.
Your dad's not exactly. Your dad's not 16. I said, because you're eating, it's what you're eating that's causing the inflammation. It's inflammation. Take all the wheat, and then find out when he gets up in the morning, he's having bagel. Remember that girl that worked for us? She's a PT, not for us. She worked the reception.
Yeah, bagel. Yeah, it's when we had the restaurant as well. And she was like, "Can you heat up this bagel?"
And she was getting ready for competition.
Yeah, sure. And then she said, I'm getting ready for competition. And then Mum was like, we gave her a bagel and she's kind of compete.
And bagel should have jam, and then she was covered in spots. Yeah. She looked like she been stepped in the gym.
And she was like,
miserable, the most miserable person that's walked through the door. Hi guys, how you doing?
And then when she stopped, she wasn't like
that, no, because she's eating all that. And then after she put the weight back on, boom. So again, it's crazy. And that's what this industry has become. It's become full of idiots. And then, but she is prepping people online now with what she was doing.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Literally. It's
innocent people.
It's literally like a 19-year-old being like the manager of England.
I know.
Like, that would make no sense. That'd be like Jude Bellingham being the manager. And then I'm like, well,
but they probably do a better job.
Before.
They probably do a better job. They would need Cocoa and Pops and whatever. There's a what's the name? When I said to her one day, I said, you shouldn't be eating all that when you're getting ready for a show. Oh yeah, I trust my coach. I said, what's your coach's name? He says, his name is Bob. I'm like, is he really tall and like really ugly? She said, yeah. I'm like, he's a imbecile. I know him. He's fucking stupid. He can string a sentence together. You see what he writes to you. Look over his email. He didn't even write a sentence. But you get someone like that, and then you realize that she's also thick.
There was this one. It was a person getting coached by this guy. I think you knew the guy as well, but she sent the diet and she sent all the screenshots of
I know.
her saying, "Oh, I'm querying this because I'm eating processed food and I've just been seeing Eddie and online." And then he was getting so angry.
Angry.
The coach, he was like, what was he saying? He was like, every food is processed, even salt is processed, even water is processed. He was just getting so annoyed with that. And she was like, well, you can't argue eating real food. Like, it makes no sense.
You know, guys, if you're trying to build muscle, if you're working with a coach, right, who doesn't only tell you to eat single ingredient food, the coach says after training, eat Cocoa Pops, eat all this cereal and stuff like that, it means that your coach is not just a fool. It means you're stupid for listening to that. That's not food. You eating those foods, they will lead to some kind of illness. You're trying to build muscle. Eat real food. Real food is food that either grew in the ground or came from an animal. Not any of that nonsense. If you're doing that, you're stupid. Now look at it. So many bodybuilders are dying and left all the time, and it just nobody does anything.
Needless, yeah.
It's needless. It can be avoided. We did anyway. I give up. I pulled away. That's why I don't do bodybuilders anymore. I look at them. I'm thinking, you think you look good. All I see is stupidity. When they walk around like this, like I've been there before. I thought I was a dickhead. Then now I think you're a dickhead. Let me ask you a question, Selina. Can I ask you a question? So,
oh my gosh.
This is the first time in your life that you've actually said something good about football. You watched the
I went to every England game.
What? But it just like every time I used to watch. Every time she saw me watching Arsenal play, she'd come and sit there. Go on football. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it has
something. Just say something. Just annoy me. And I'm like, just go away. It's like, oh, go on football.
It has a distinct voice of, go on, boys. Keep on football. Keep on, boys. Go on, Saka. Go on. Yeah. Here we go. I could do better than that one as well. And this one.
That'd be like,
ref.
No, that'd be like you say, the problem with Arsenal is.
Oh, yeah. Problem with Arsenal, they always try and walk it in.
She randomly come out. The problem with Arsenal, they just want to walk it in.
Is that an IT crowd?
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yeah, and I can't use it now, but what was Wenger thinking putting Walcott on that early?
Oh God! No, but so watching football was just a menace with you. But now
I love it.
Now you went to see the quarterfinals. You saw the semi-finals, and you saw the finals.
I did
in pubs.
I did.
Like what?
I was the one throwing my drink. Come on.
I mean, how do you feel about England got the semi?
I mean, that is
finals.
still a feat, even though it's shocking that they got there. But no, go on. Like, come on, boys, you did well.
They did well, of course, they did well. I mean, I just think that England can do better.
Yeah, you can absolutely win it.
I don't care when anyone says. I just think that the first, if I was Harry Kane, right, I would have said to Gareth Southgate, you know, I think I'm a shit now. Don't play me. You know, don't play me. I know that I'm the captain and everybody's looking up to me, but I can't move. I'm just, you know, I got a little bit of tire around here, and I'm a bit slow. I'm about 75 now. Please don't play me. But he didn't have the balls to say that. And the guy Southgate didn't have the balls to tell Harry, I think you should sit this one out. Sit out. But he didn't. Then we played, and I just said, so Harry. And I could have played a better game.
I'll put it to you.
I thought you said on the last podcast you were rubbish at football.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's how rubbish he was. Do you know what? Harry was kicking the ball once, and I could see his foot coming from St. Albans. I'm like, dude, you're a bit slow. Stop. Give someone a chance. What's the name? Ollie Watkins is just sitting there. They left Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling would just run. You see the way he runs. He just runs. He just keeps running. Rashford, he was there. But no, we got to get Harry Kane because Harry Kane is a captain, even though he's 75 years old and he can't run anymore. But let's just put him on there. That's football.
I mean, England are looking for a new manager, Dad.
Yeah. What should be Harry Kane?
Yeah. A little duo of you and him.
And then you say, "Oh, I'm going to play every game, even though I'm 102.
Every position.
This match, I'm going to be a goalkeeper. Pickford, get lost."
I do like a bit of Pickford though. But
this is a boy. Shut up.
I know who I'm talking about now.
What was it like though, Selina, watching the football at the pub?
Oh, I was just gonna say it is rowdy, especially the final was mad. And obviously, like, people were crying, blah, blah, blah. But it was afterwards that people were like, I need to get a prostitute now. I need a bag of Coke. I need some ketamine. Like, people were getting rowdy, upset, annoyed, all the emotions, I'm thinking. Like, damn.
I know.
They were vocal about it.
Brandon came when we watched it, and he's just like, I'm supposed to imagine if I'm going home now. Brandon, it's just like, I could see that everybody was down.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even if you're not a football supporter, it's good to see England get into the final. I really wanted the boys to do it, like, because, But,
yeah, the whole of the UK comes together for it. It's nice.
And
they're
like
supporting young black boys, which is cute.
the whole team is not young black boys, but then I know what you mean.
Young black boys and Harry Kane.
Yeah. Oh God, no. I'm sorry, Harry Kane. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
I know that you're not sorry.
No,
He's been bad mouthing you since the qualifier.
If
not before.
I just think that I just thought that he shouldn't have been.
Some days I'm literally like, oh. You need perspective to understand what I'm doing.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh.
I think she's stroking.
Yeah.
I know. Leave my head alone.
Do you feel it?
Yeah, no. Oh. Listen.
So cute.
This is what she's done when she's so tired. Be annoying. Just be annoying.
I won't lie to you. I am.
She's. You know how when you lose something, like you lose something and you find, where's my keys? And then everybody's looking at it for you, and she goes, there it is. And then you get inside. It's not. You thought that was funny. I never thought that was funny. Why did you do that? Why is this not funny? And she just crack up laughing. I'm like, she always, whenever there was something.
That was genuinely peak humor for me, lying. And also, I stopped for ages, and then I was like, why am I not being myself? I ought to really be more irritating. So I did it once, and then I was like, I forgot how I got a rush. And I was like, I forgot how funny I was.
No, because especially when you're desperately looking for something and you're in the rush.
Yeah.
And then she said, oh, it's here.
Yeah, or they'd be waiting for Eva to come home, but I'd be like, oh, there she is. Like, oh no.
I know, we're sitting at the airport waiting for Eva to come. Oh, there's Eva. I'm like, that's not Eva. It's a white girl.
That is good stuff, that. All right, I got a little game for you, sweet Eddie.
Oh, here we go.
Don't yawn. Don't you yawn.
That's in the game.
Ill-timed yawn there. All right, it's a bit of this or that. What one would you...
I was going to say, do you want me to do it? And then you guys can both chime in.
That's it. Give it to Freddie. Okay.
Give it to Freddie.
I'll chime in then. Well, you guys can chime in. I'll say it.
Yes.
Right, this or that. Which of these two items is healthier for you and why? Bananas versus blueberries.
Oh. Blueberries all day long. Blueberries all day long. Okay. Blueberries are a lot. They contain less sugar. Less sugar. But apart from that, the bananas that you get now, when I was a child, bananas were tiny.
And they didn't have much like flesh in them.
No, of course not. They are full of seeds.
Yeah,
bananas are easy to buy.
Yeah, that's it.
But now you get them. They look like massive because they've been hybridized just because we just want sugar all the time and things have to last for long. They're being imported from all over the world, and no, It's a big business, and the banana that you get is essentially sugar bombs.
Yeah.
They really are. They're just
Sugar
sugar bombs.
bombs. That would sell.
Yeah, the sugar bomb.
Sugar bomb fruit.
Yeah, sugar bomb fruit. That's what we buy. Massive big banana, and you eat it, and you think I can't eat raw fruit. I have to because in my body I can't eat anything raw, so I back up from raw fruit.
To be fair, I'm sure I'd be curious to see if I have that now. 'Cause I have not eaten fruit in ages. I wonder if it'd make me go like purple.
You're lucky, and I'm lucky because our bodies are telling us straight away what not to eat. A lot of people are not lucky. They can just carry on eating all this ultra-processed stuff, all the sugar bomb fruits and all that, all their lives. And somewhere down the line, when something happens, they're like, why am I sick? We got the information straight away, but they don't get it until much later on when it's too late.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
because the theory was, I was thinking about my friend's dog. They have about 7 things out of every single thing on earth that they can digest, use, swallow.
Only 7 things.
Help, yeah, and it's really random, and they're just basically meat and eggs.
Absolutely, yeah.
I swear, and a few vegetables.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that goes for all dogs, nearly all dogs. So if
all animals,
if one dog can eat peanuts, does that mean we should give all dogs peanuts?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you'd say no dog has that. But we have the luxury of saying, no, I don't want that, even though that is not food. But wait, I want that, even though it's not food, and I'm just going to enjoy it. But dogs don't do that. They don't have that opportunity.
Yes, I know. How many people always say, oh, no, you got to enjoy your food. You got to enjoy your food. And I look at them, I'm like, yeah, you look like you're enjoying your food. You look like you look ill. You look at your eyes, backs under your eyes, you got a big guy in front of you. That's exactly what it is, because you're eating that kind of stuff. Oh, you got to do moderation. The people who are making us food, they're the ones who talk about moderation. Let's have plus-like models, and they're all walking around. You see all these girls walking around, their belly hanging out, catwalk. It's all shit. It's brainwashing. I don't care what anybody says. If you're carrying that much body fat, it's only a matter of time before some illness sets in, because you're insulin resistant. You got some metabolic thing brewing somewhere in your body. We've been brainwashed for too long, and that's why I'm sitting here screaming and shouting. Like I said, I'm not doing this to be popular. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I believe that I believe, as arrogantly as it may sound, that this is my destiny. From where I came from to what I'm doing now, to advise people to make people realize that we've been lied to about food for too long, so they can sell us ultra-processed. If you go to the shops and you see anything that says low fat, this high protein, just ignore them. That's not food.
If it has to tell you it's not.
Yeah. Real food doesn't come with a label. Remember that. Real food does not come with a label. You don't have to read the ingredients.
All right. Sorry, actually, next question.
Yeah. The next one is white rice versus sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato all day long.
All day.
Because white rice has been tampered with, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And the sweet potato comes with the fiber and nutrients to digest it.
White rice, you take everything out of it. Rice doesn't come like that.
Yeah.
They just make it, to white.
Yeah, and then boil it, cook it.
They're both like carbohydrates. This is essentially starch.
Yeah.
But this one is...
Rice absolutely conks me out, man. If I have rice, which is a rarity for me to have rice, but I've had it, I'm like...
You know, when I told you when I put a glucose monitor on, the food that, not cake, not biscuits, the food that raises my blood sugar the most is white rice.
Crazy.
But then everybody eats it.
Yeah, because it's not sweet. It's not
sweet, even though it's just sugar.
Yeah, it is.
It's just sugar. And there's the people who say, the Chinese eat the rice, they eat pasta, but they don't eat other crappy stuff with it. And they love them eat fish. And they got proper good gut health.
Yeah.
Whenever you see, have you heard people saying, oh, it's a blue zone, So if that was blue zone, they eat this. Let them eat that. I'm sure they don't eat all that Tesco's are selling us, Sainsbury's and all that selling us. They don't eat any of all these ultra-processed foods. Crazy. These single ingredient foods.
Yeah. And people think that each country had the staple ingredient being potatoes, pasta, whatever. Yeah. But that is not only, especially pasta, it's a recipe. Someone made that up. But they're doing that because carbs, grain is cheap to make. You make it in bulk and you sell it in bulk. Whereas if the staple food, if they're saying our staple ingredient is rabbit.
Yeah.
You can't get that in abundance like you can loads of wheat, loads of rice, grow it. It's because it's cheap and they can take advantage of that.
You know what my views are about. You know what my views are. I believe that, and the human body hasn't evolved. Our behavior has evolved.
Yeah.
Our behavior has evolved. Our human body, that's why we're all in trouble. So I believe that, think about it logically, right? Until we discovered how to make our own clothing, until we discovered fire, what we do is you sit and then spring, summer, the sun is up, you marry, you eat, farm.
Yeah. Bollock naked.
But yeah, do whatever, walk around bollock naked, do whatever you're gonna do. And then late autumn, that's when the fruits start ripening. It's still warm. We're supposed to eat that fruit, which is sugar.
Yeah.
And especially fructose. The fructose goes straight to your liver to help you store energy for either hibernation or migration.
Yeah.
So as soon as it starts getting late, look, the sun is down, whatever, autumn, we start walking. That's why they will tell you that walking is the best thing that you can do. Lots of walking.
Yeah.
No.
And clears your head.
And it absolutely clears your head. No. We're not talking about going to do leg press or squat. No.
Yeah.
We talk about walking. That's the best thing you can do. So we walk to the place that's warmer, and then we wait when the weather changes. Ultimately, move on. That's what we're supposed to be doing, walking around the world, the earth. But we decided to settle. So we settled. Now we're going to feed the masses. That's where grains came in, making all these grains and rice and all of that, and oats, and we don't even know where oats come from. Oats, we don't even know whether it's human food. I ate that damn thing every flipping day, sometimes before bed, because I was trying to put on weight for years, for decades. And I realized, actually, because I didn't eat much bread, it was the oats that was actually giving me the joint pain. So I took it out of my diet, the oats.
You're having Dad used to make oats, like...
Oh,
say what you want about oats. You could make a mean bowl. We'd always have sneak in
and have some
spoon.
of my own. I used to make it down to perfection. I used, milk, this is the right spot.
Yeah,
right
bit of milk, bit of water.
And then mix it up with a little bit of sweetener. And they used to come out, the kids are, Dad, I used to make your porridge. I used to love baking your porridge. And in the microwave.
Yeah, of course. Where else?
Good.
The microwave. No.
But yeah.
I didn't even know you could make it on a hob till I was about 30. And I'm only 25.
No, but so your answer is definitely sweet potato.
Yeah, true.
Freddy's like, damn.
Yeah. Short game has turned into like a topic. The next and final one is peanut butter versus nut butter.
Any nut butter.
Any nut butter, yeah.
Peanut butter, yeah. It is nut butter is better.
Because
it's nut butter. I mean, I'll go for macadamia nut butter or almond nut butter, but I can't eat it because it gives me an itchy tongue. Because I've got every food that I eat has to be cooked. But then in saying that, sometimes I'll have a little spoonful. Before I became completely carnivore, I used to eat a lot of peanut butter. Because I just like the taste
and the texture
and the ones that we used to buy, the one in the crunchy bits would be at the top.
Yeah, you like a crunchy bit. I was always smooth.
And I wasn't care much for the smooth. There's a crunchy bit at the top, eat it, and I want to throw it away. Yeah. But look, I'm not. What I'm saying, I'm not telling people to eat like me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that know what's in your food. So if you decide to eat it, not all the time, at least you made an informed decision. Absolutely, just like they did with tobacco and alcohol. We know how bad these things are for us. Yeah. When it comes to food, because we eat it all the time, all these advertisements and all this crap.
Yeah, it's just being aware.
I just want people to be aware.
And not being manipulated.
Yes, subliminally.
Exactly.
You sit and you watch an advert and you think, they're telling you, eat this, buy this. There's an advert about Weetabix recently. And it's like, you just elaborate this thing. It's so elaborate. Yeah. And if you got your Weetabix, I'm like, Weetabix is not food. Yeah. I'm sorry. If I see it, it's full of fiber. It's full of...
I'd say the advertising is quite liminal.
Yeah.
They're not even subbing it anymore.
Now all of a sudden have you had your Weetabix? It went on for years. Have you had your Weetabix?
Yeah.
Fine, Weetabix.
And if there's one comment when you do anything about cereal, but Weetabix is okay,
Weetabix is
no?
okay, isn't it?
Because
Yeah.
they've marketed it so well.
I know.
They've really done well.
Weetabix, it's not food.
Yeah.
And if anybody thinks that if you think Weetabix, it's not food, that would be food.
Yeah, Joe.
You know?
When I was really young, I never ate milk. Like I never used to like
milk.
it anyway.
You refused milk from
But-
day one.
Yeah, but like occasionally we'd have Weetabix, and I would just dry biscuit like an absolute
Same here. I used to just eat it. I
pervert.
used to just eat it just like that.
Oh,
'Cause
God.
it-
What
yeah.
are we doing? That's disgusting.
But yeah. So that's the other thing about you is that when you got weaned off bottled milk like breast milk, and we tried to give you normal milk, hell no,
Yeah.
you would not head away.
I'm still trying to get back on the breast milk.
But it's like your body rejected it from baby.
Yeah, it's like intuitive.
You would not.
know.
See, that's what I say. You refuse breast cow's milk from day one. So you've moved your head. You wouldn't eat it. So you had to eat proper food from young. You refused milk, and I think I'm glad you did that, because if you hadn't done that, it probably killed you by now.
Yeah,
'Cause
I would.
You're
I wouldn't say I was
the
that
most
coherent when I was
most
doing it.
lactose intolerant person that I know. The most lactose intolerant.
Actually, yeah, when I used to work in the kitchen in a restaurant, I had to make this cheese sauce, and you had to make it every day for service, and you had to taste it because it was different every time. And this is coating the back of a teaspoon just gently and licking the tip, and that's me done. And I had to do that every service, so I had to just
Give
say,
me the
look, I can't eat it. I can't do it.
It's your
Taste
body's
it.
like, no, because it's not food.
Yeah.
And I think you're so lucky that your body warns you about crap like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not food. You make all this elaborate nutrition.
It's simple.
Exactly.
Sorry, actually, now I just remember. I saw this thing about broccoli and how it wasn't really a real wild vegetable.
Yeah.
It has been cultivated from cabbage.
Yeah.
People just really liked that flowery part of the cabbage. And then they just made, so broccoli is nothing. It's not a thing. It's mad.
Whether it's true or not, you know what I believe about plants. I started feeling better. I obviously, I was doing a ketovore, when in a way, a bit of carnivore, I don't like to label diets, but since I took everything out, and that's the first time I'm actually saying that I'm a carnivore. I believe that works best for me. Best I've ever felt in my life is now, and I'm eating a carnivore diet. And so in a way, I'm not a vegetable person. I mean, broccoli always used to blow me a bit.
Yeah, and is it not kids being intuitive saying, oh, I don't want to eat this broccoli, I hate peas? Maybe they just hate the peas and broccoli, but then you're just giving them chicken nuggets.
The whole point is, as parents, we've been told, brainwashed for years, saying, oh, you need to give them fiber. So the kid is saying that, Mom, please don't make me eat. Because it's bitter. Your body, your taste buds are telling you not to eat it. It's not good for your gut. And it's like, oh yeah, you're going to eat broccoli. No. If I had kids now, it's like, get the broccoli away from my kid. The kid will be eating red meat every single day, be eating eggs every single day. Not even vegetables, but that's me. And then watch the social services come and say, oh, you're abusing your child because I'm not feeding them.
But then vegan
cereal.
Babies, that is, I think it's illegal now, is it?
What?
I think because
I just imagined a small child being put in the back of a police van.
Please, man, for me eating vegan food.
But I think there's been 2 cases where vegan parents refused to give meat to their kids and they both died. The babies. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching today. That is all from me and this lovely fella. Look at him. And if you want to get in touch with us, you know how to find us. Our Instagram, our TikTok at Blabbew_pod. And we are on all the podcast
Apple,
platforms. You can hit us up,
Spotify.
give us a listen and watch on YouTube. We have longer form clips, we have short form clips, whole pod. Give us a watch.
Let's
and
go.
give us a rating as well. Dad, what kind of rating should they give us?
I don't watch the podcast. I don't watch it, so I don't know.
He meant to say was 5 stars.
It was 5 stars. The thing is, it's just like me sitting there talking. It's just like me having a conversation with you at home.
Yeah.
It feels so easy because we've been doing this for years.
And you get to look at yourself.
Oh God, that's scary.
All right, thank you guys for watching. That
Thank
is
you.
all from us.